Thank you for joining me. My name is Bob and I am your host for this new channel. This is the first video of the channel. I can't promise you I'll get any better, but we'll see.
Down at the bar, fiddle tunes and homemade booze, but it always goes too far. Shooting pool, crack a jack, take off now and don't look back, but hey, don't you wanna
play? So, hey, I have a blog, handsydesign.com, and I just don't update it very often, so I thought, I'd do a video. So thought it'd be easier. Yeah, it's not. It's not at all. No, you're gonna see what a lot of effort looks like in the next several minutes. So anyway, please subscribe and like and all that jazz. You can do that later if you want to. You can hold your judgment. I probably would. But I hope you do. My goal is to get up to 12 subscribers, and I think that maybe going from 2 to 12 isn't, and one of those is me, of course, isn't that lofty of a goal. So that's what I'm shooting for. Sure is. So I'm doing these videos for my friends and for my family, of course. My friendors that I meet along the way at the various shows that I do along the way, but also for other travelers, RVers, bird watchers, fountain pen enthusiasts, just about anybody like that, even like painters and other artists, dog lovers. Okay, so just about everybody, So I do hope that you enjoy the video. Let's get things rolling. So joining me on this trip is Joey and Teddy too. Now Joey is a 14-year-old Chihuahua. He's half Chihuahua, half Japanese chin, and my best friend, really is. He's been with me all over the country. He's even been to Maui, from Key West to Vermont, Oregon, Texas, and everywhere in between. He's my little buddy. Now, I also have Teddy, and Teddy's about 1.5 years old now. He's a holy terror. He really is. I forgot what it was to have a puppy. Yeah, learned quick. He's what you call a hybrid. Used to call them mutts, but now they're called hybrid. So he's half fox terrier. You can tell by his ears and his tail, maybe his hair. I don't know. I don't really know what a fox terrier looks like, but he's half of that. I don't know what the other half is. Apparently his mama got out one night and had a little bit of fun, and we don't know who his daddy is. Yeah, so anyway, he's got some work to do, but he's very, very smart. He really is. He's cute, and he's smart, and he's a little crazy dog. But he's got some Kojak in him, I think, and definitely some Kodiak. I mean, show him your paws, Daddy. Show him your paws. And yeah, they're pretty crazy big. He weighs as much as Joey. How Joey is big boned, and Teddy is lots of hair, skin, stuff like that. Even though Teddy's twice as big, so go figure, right? But another year or two or three, I don't think Teddy will be terrorizing me so much. But for now, you know, he's fun. He's very, very smart, like I said. I mean, he throws his toys up in the air and he catches them all by himself. I never seen a dog do that. So that's always fun to watch, isn't it? Along the way, I'll also have special guests join me, and such as my lovely booth helper, Julie. Show a picture of Julie there, Ted. And if you would like more perspective, or a better perspective of, you know, who I am and what I've done, where I'm going, what I'm doing, you know, all that stuff, you can look at my intro video that I haven't made yet, and take a look at that. And yeah, I mean, if not, you know, that's fine too. You know, whatever you want to do. But we need to move along here. So let's do this. All right. So back in June of 2021, hit the road for Kansas City, Kansas, in my motorhome. And I do have my own business. I'm what they call a instructional designer. I make videos for the classes, for online classes for government, for state governments and whatnot. I also make things on my lathe. You know, I keep pretty busy, but this new adventure is different for me. So I travel about the country, and I go from quilt show to quilt show. Quilt shows. Yes, I don't sew, but I do love. I'm learning. I am learning. Yeah, I am. So you know, and in between, you know, because sometimes my shows are pretty you know, spread apart. So I do like to do other things. You know, I go to antique malls, I visit museums. I'm a big history buff. I go to quirky places too. That's always fun, right? I'm an amateur paleontologist, so I like to look at you know, fossils and dinosaurs, dead ones though. But yeah, also into bird watching, which kind of coincides with the dinosaurs, right? At least according to science. But anyway, so I go to like museums, like I said, but like famous people's houses. I mean, not while they're still living there, because that's creepy. I don't do any of that. But like presidential libraries and you know, I do all the state parks, national parks, all those parks, all the parky parks. I do all that stuff too, just name a few. But that's what I do, quilt show to quilt show. And what I do with the quilt shows is I sell stencils. My sister, Marilyn, she invented a new way to mark your quilt, and it's makes it a lot more easier, a lot more fun, and very fast to do. So we're pretty much of a popular spot at the quilt shows. And I'll show up. Hey Teddy, you want to show some stencils? Maybe run a demo or something? Want to do that? That'd be great. Yeah. So I started actually doing this in the fall of 2019, did a few shows, and then of course stupid COVID hit and shut everything down. So yeah, that was horrible for everybody, wasn't it? As Neil Diamond has said a few times, good times never seem so good. Isn't that the truth? So let's move along on this story here. The Kansas City Quilt Show was my first one of 2021, and it was good. It was good. I had to you know, park my car somewhere because, you know, traveling in the motorhome. So I took the Lincoln down to the lake house, and a friend of mine helped me with that. And because I'd be gone from June all the way to the end of the year, which, you know, which of course is December, so, you know, end of the year. But anyway, so I had quite a few shows to do, and who knows when I'd be back in Texas, right? So who knows. But so I left Fort Worth, and I drove up towards Kansas City. Pretty non-adventurous trip, but before I left, I stopped to see family. I stopped at Cabela's to pick up some fishing gear that I probably would never use. But I spoke to Keith, who is the fishing guru of Cabela's. And if you want to know anything about fishing, you go see Keith at Cabela's in Fort Worth. And it's the biggest Cabela's in Texas. So that makes it maybe the biggest Cabela's in the country, right? Because everything's bigger in Texas, right? That's what they say. So anyway, driving up to Kansas City, not all the way, but like I said, pretty non-adventurous. The only interesting thing that happened on that particular drive was somehow I ended up paying $100 for $60 worth of gas. Yeah, not the kind of adventures that I like to have, but makes a good story, doesn't it? Yep, the story cost me 40 bucks. But anyway, so just to back up a little bit, I want to tell you about the Pilot. You know, the Pilot truck stop. It was across the street from Cabela, so I figure I'd stop there, and because they had some scales, you know, to weigh, not like fish scales, but you know, weight scales. So old Ranger here needed to be weighed. Hadn't been weighed for quite some time, and you know, I have everything all packed in there. So I hop on the scales, and Ranger comes out at about 14,000 pounds, a little bit over. And as you can tell by the picture, you want to throw that up, Teddy? It doesn't seem like it's really any concern of weight, but I thought maybe I'd check anyway. And apparently, according to the sticker on the door, I can carry 11,000 pounds total gross volume weight. And so that's interesting because, you know, I topped out at over 14,000 pounds. But I know when they do those, when they put those stickers on your door, they're just a suggestion. I mean, seriously, 11,000 pounds, good grief. You know, they don't give you any allowance for like gas and stuff. I mean, if you, I have a 55-gallon gas tank, and you know, since gas weighs 6.1 gallons, pounds, 6.1 pounds per gallon, times 55, and then of course you have to throw water in there, right? I mean, not in the gas tank, but you know, the water tank, because you know, you don't know where you're going to find water, right? You always have to have enough water. So I always fill up with water, and I have 55 gallons of water. So of course the water weighs 8.34 pounds per gallon. So between the gas and the water, that's like 2,000 pounds right there, right? And then of course you can tell by the picture there, I have my motorcycle on the back, but that doesn't weigh that much. I mean, good grief. So anyway, I wasn't going to worry about it, right? I mean, it's fine. I mean, look at it, it's fine. So I hit the road. I definitely hit the road. So I left Fort Worth, right, and went up to State Park in Oklahoma. I believe it's called Arrowhead State Park. I'm not sure. I think it actually starts with an E. I can't pronounce it, but I call it Arrowhead. And it's a beautiful park, beautiful park. But it was so hot. Oh my gosh, it was hot. It was so hot. The trees really should have just burst into flames. I mean, it was so hot. Roll the footage of the bursting trees there, Ted. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, unfortunately, I bring this up because my air conditioner died back in October 2019, my roof air, and Yeah, I didn't worry about it. It was, October, it's getting cooler. Who needs air conditioning in the wintertime, right? I know I don't. But then stupid COVID hit, and, funds were a little tight, so I got one of those really crappy portable air conditioners. I mean, it tied me over for a year, and it was bearable, just barely bearable. But that's what I did. But boy, in that park, I was wishing I had spent the money on the air conditioner. So anyway, I moved that purchase up to the top of the list. Top of the list. It was hot. It was a hot year, wasn't it? All right. So anyway, I made it up to Kansas City. Took advantage of my Boondockers Welcome membership for the first time. If you don't know about that organization, they allow you to park in people's driveways. Not just anybody's driveways, grant you, but they have to be hosts, sign up, and do all that. But there's farms and all kinds of places that you can stay at for a very minimal fee, or maybe even for free. So they just want to help RVers that are on the road, like me. So thanks to this organization, I met my host. He is a Vietnam veteran, and I got to tell you, he put a new perspective on my life. He really did. Just a brilliant man. I'll always remember him. So amongst the many incredible things that he's done in his life, things that he's accomplished and experienced, he now wanted to become an author. And we emailed back and forth there before my stay, and he sent me his book that he wants to write. So we go back and forth, and then after a while he gave me the opportunity, the privilege really, to become his editor for his book. So, I mean, not only is he a Vietnam veteran, but a grandfather and a good friend and a protector, a lifesaver, educator, and now an upcoming author. So be looking for his book. I'll put any kind of information that I have in my future videos for you. So when planning these trips to the shows, I always try to give myself a play day before the show, so I can explore the area, go out and see what I can see, right? So I was joined on this trip by my lovely assistant Julie, which way, Teddy, and for this play day, we went to the WWI Museum there in Kansas City. It was crowded. It really was, which was good to see, right? People want to learn about the loss and the destruction. And despite how crowded it was very quiet. It was very, very quiet. So there were some conversations going on, but yeah, just a really fascinating and educational experience. The displays were incredible. The interactive stuff that they had, the videos and things like that. I don't think any expense was spared when they built this. So we have some footage of what I walk through and things like that at the museum. So, Teddy, you wanna roll that tape? Put the ball down. Put the ball down. Roll the tape. Okay, good boy. So if you asked me what I thought of the whole experience, I'd say it was one of the most somber experiences of my life. Definitely. I was saddened to hear about the story of the museum and how it struggled at the beginning. It even closed down, I think, in the 90s for a while. But the federal government stepped in and put some money into it and really saved it. And now it's a monument to all the men and women who fought in that war, and just kind of transports you back to that time. It really does. So every American needs to see this museum at least once in their life, just to remember, just to never forget, right? So make sure it just doesn't happen again. Sadly, we know it did. So World War II. So the Expo Center was about a 30-minute drive from my host's driveway. Driving back and forth in the motorhome wasn't something that I really looked forward to downtown Kansas City. So Julie did drive a couple of times, which I'm really grateful for. But as Expo Centers go, it was, it's pretty large, but boy, it was clean, thanks to stupid COVID. So yeah, it was clean. We had great anticipation for this show. First show, big show, everything like that. There were over 70 vendors there, give or take a dozen or so. There was just a lot of vendors. The energy was just buzzing, lots of clanging and banging from the from the booths getting erected and everything. So and I was able to see some friendors that I haven't seen in a long time, and caught up with them. Did the whole, hey, how'd you spend the pandemic? That kind of thing. So I walked around the show before it opened, and I got some footage of that. So we'll roll some of that for you. Go ahead, Daddy. Good boy. reached my stay limit at Boondocker's Welcome, and I needed to find another place to stay for one more night there out in Kansas City. So Julie and I discovered another incredible host, and we were their first guest, which was pretty cool. So at the driveway, Marilyn and Jana Lee met us there. Now, Jana Lee is a music therapist, a music teacher, and she has been for many, many years. They both invited us to enter their studio, which was, as studios go, I mean, it was huge, and it overlooked a beautiful lake, just gorgeous. But in the studio, she had these Native American flutes. Now, I've always wanted one my whole life. I mean, it's been on my bucket list for a long time. So I had no idea going into this that's what she did. And you know, there was a couple dozen flutes there, and she for the next 4 hours she gave Julie and I lessons of how to play the flute, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Jana Lee is just an incredible musician, and I wasn't gonna leave, you know, without a flute, of course. And I picked up one that I liked. It had, of course, a bird on it. It was the condor, and it just didn't sound like hers. It whistled and honked. It just made some pretty bad noises. But I was pretty set on the flute, so I mean, it was probably broken, but I didn't care. It was a beautiful flute, so I figured with some practice maybe it wouldn't sound so bad. But you know, that's just me. Julie picked one out too. She picked out a smaller one. I went with a bass. It was a D, a key in the key of D. I don't know what that means, but I just like the way it sounded. Well, not mine, but you know, it wasn't like it. So anyway, these flutes are made from a single piece of wood. Not all the flutes. I mean, each individual flute with a single piece of wood, and they're made here in the U.S., which was really cool. That's important to me, being a military guy. So you know, I always try to find that. But anyway, so in the front of the studio, there were these kind of a giant, well, not giant, but large bulbous cans. Kind of hard to explain. They were all painted different colors, and they're all like the size of like a small to medium watermelon. To give you a size for a French, maybe we can put some pictures up, Teddy. And but anyway, those are really cool. And Jana Lee picked up a couple of sticks, and as soon as she started tapping on that drum, they're called cathedral drums. I knew I had to get one of those. I had to. So Jana Lee, she was playing a beautiful purple one, had all kinds of designs on it. The sound was just enchanting. That's the only thing I can think of to describe it. And so anyway, Julie ended up getting that one, the one that Jana Lee played. It was beautiful. I didn't like the one that I was playing. It sounded like I was hitting a tin can or something. I don't know, maybe it was broken. But so anyway, I decided to order one, a blue one. I like blue, so you know, I ordered a blue one. Funny like that. So but I had to wait 6 weeks for it, and it was worth it. It was definitely worth the wait. It was really incredible. So just about every evening now, I bring out my cathedral drum, which is great for an RV. You don't have to plug it in. It's relatively small, and I just become one with my chair and I play my drum. Yep, I really enjoy it. So I'll put some links and information in the description about those too, so you can check them out. They're really neat. You'll like them. So after the show, packed up the booth, put it in the attic of Ranger, and I just sat there on my patio that I make every night, and I just reflected upon the show and people that I met. Again, I want to thank Boondockers Welcome just for giving me that opportunity to meet these incredible people. But you know, I just reflect over the quilts that I saw, all the talent and the time that it takes to make those, all the great times that I spent with the vendors, and you know, made new friendors, and and the food. Shout out to Kaylee. Thank you for the lunches every day. That was really good. But I decided that I probably won't come back to this show. The show was great and I had a lot of fun, but Kansas City is just not friendly to RVers. The fact that we had to park so far out of the city, it was just I'll just say it was unpleasant. How about that? So we left early that morning, which was a Sunday, and we were just getting out of Kansas City. At this point, it was Kansas City, Missouri, right? So Julie and I were hungry, so we decided to stop for breakfast, and there was the Ameristar Casino. Most of it was closed, probably due to stupid COVID. But you know, the eggs were good, and hash browns nice and greasy. It was good. But on the way out, I stopped at a slot machine, $1 slot machine, and put my buck in, and wouldn't you know it, free spins, right? I won $75 off of that, my first spin, and wow, that was neat. That was you know, you want to hear about stuff like that, right? So I was grateful for the quarter tank of gas that gave me. Got me somewhere. Anyway, so that was fun. So that brings us to Bob's tip of the day. Here we go. You ready? It's always good to read a pattern all the way through, from start to finish, before you begin. Think about that. Okay. So, do you check for rest stops along the way as you plan your trip? Who does that, right? And how about, do you ever check your fabric inventory before you go to the fabric store or to a show? No. Who does that, right? How about, do you ever check the roof of your car for your binoculars before you hit the road? For you bird watchers out there. I mean, who hasn't done that, right? Oh boy. So anyway, here's the quote that I like. I really do. Life is meant to be lived, not planned or prepared for. Just go and do. So this is my favorite movie of all time, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I just really resonate with this movie. I really do. I watch it a lot. So if you haven't seen it yet, you need to see it. So that's a wrap for this video. Let me know what you think. Okay, say whatever you want in the comments as long as it's nice. And like I said before, I'll put all the links in there that you might want to look at about the information, you know, Jana Lee and Boondockers Welcome, things like that. So yeah, it was a good experience. I have many more shows after this, but we do have some bloopers. We have some bloopers there, Teddy? No? Well, I guess this is Come on, we did like 21 takes, dude. Okay. Well, anyway, in my next video, I'll take you to Shipshewana, Indiana. It's a cute little Amish town. Oh my gosh, I will remember that trip for the rest of my life. Some people like Disneyland. I love Shipshewana, Indiana. The food, the people, the quilts, the little carriages with the horses going down the road. Wow, yeah, we had a really nice time in Shipshewana. So I'll show you that in our next video here, coming up anytime now. But just gotta finish this one, right? But we'll have some stories for you and show you the quilts. For this show, typically the Shipshewana show, they bring in quilts from all over the world, and so yeah, that'll be a good video to watch for you. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Remember, we want to hit those 12 subscribers. So you know, try to do that for me. And I'm going to leave you with the Pounce Pad tip of the day. This is from Bernie Collier, the famous Bernie Collier. We miss you, Bernie. And here's the quote. You know what it is, right, Bernie? Yeah, let's all say it together. Don't pounce your pounce. You know what a Pounce Pad is, you'll get it. Alright, thanks again. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you again soon.
I met an old man. I said, tell me your story. He took out an old pen and wrote something for me. Then he kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers and you'll find what you've got. Searching for glory. I took out an old pen and wrote in my story. Then I kept walking on down the road. When your time is up, it's time to go. I pray he reads what's on the note and takes to heart what I wrote. I said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers and you'll find what you've got. When you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. forgot.